Hey everybody, welcome back to the Working Man's Whiskey. I'm Bobby. Happy 4th of July, everybody. It's actually July 3rd. Cheated a little bit today. But didn't think I'd have time to get this review in tomorrow with all the festivities and everything. So I thought, I just got home from work about 15 minutes ago and had a little bit of time. So thought I'd get this review on here. And today I wanted to compare, kind of do another challenge between, originally it was supposed to be Jack Daniel's Old Number 7 Jim Beam White Label, and then I kind of threw a third hat into the ring with Wild Turkey 101. I've always wanted to do a comparison between Jack Daniel's and Jim Beam because that's a pretty big kind of rivalry in the whiskey world. There are so many good American whiskeys and bourbons, Tennessee whiskeys, bourbons, you name it, out there. But these are probably the three most iconic, I'd say. Probably the three most recognizable worldwide. And I don't know, guys. All three of these have a place on my shelf, but I thought it was time to get down to it and see which one kind of wins in my own opinion. So it's as usual, pour the Jack in here. Not too much, guys. I don't feel like having a whole lot today. Just a long day at work, long week. So it's only Tuesday actually, but it feels like it's been a long week. Past couple weeks I've been getting up pretty darn early, guys. In my opinion, about 4 o'clock in the morning. Working pretty much straight through. Rarely a lunch break. So anyway, it's my own problem, but here we are, guys. So Jack Daniel's Old Number 7 Jim Beam White Label Wild Turkey 101. So let's start off with the Jack. First of all, we'll take a peek at this. It's fairly light, but I don't know. It's a light to medium amber, I'd say. Not sure. Can't remember the age statement on Jack Daniel's Old Number 7, but I would probably venture to say it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 6 years, and it's got a little bit of color to it. It doesn't stick to the glass all that much, but it's 80 proof. On the nose, guys, to me, Jack Daniel's has a very distinct nose. It's got a pleasant nose. It's you get that corn sweetness. Some toffee in there, caramel, a little bit of vanilla. But two things I get a lot with Jack are a roasted peanut type note and bananas. A lot of banana in Jack Daniel's, to my nose. So anyway, it's got a very it's got a pretty unique nose. Where I can, I know it's Jack Daniel's as soon as I smell it. So let's take a sip. All right. So on the palate, a lot of banana again. Some of that corn sweetness. A little bit of caramel in there, vanilla, that roasted peanut for sure. I think it's funny that Jack Daniel's has kind of a roasted peanut type note to it because Jim Beam, as we'll talk about in a minute, has a bit of a peanut brittle type thing going on. So, they're motorcycle going by. I can see why people kind of put Jim and Jack head to head. I don't think there's any problem with having them both, but they they have similar characteristics, and I'll get to Jim in a minute. But Jack Daniel's, guys, it's a good whiskey. It's fairly reliable. Around here, it's about 16, 17 bucks for a 750 milliliter. Jim Beam is about it's a little bit cheaper. It's about 12 or 13 bucks for a 750. So you're talking about spending um, a few more bucks on Jack than Jim. So we'll see how Jim compares. All right. So got Jim Beam classic white label here, and I will tell you guys that as you've seen in some of my other reviews. Wild Turkey, I don't think we've really experienced too much of their line yet, but we've done several Jim Beam products. We've done a few Jack Daniel's products, and they both have a lot to offer. Beside their base products here. Jim Beam, especially though, I love Jim Beam's entire line from Jim Beam White to Knob Creek, Baker's, Booker's, Basil Hayden. They just have a really good line overall. So Jim Beam, of course, is 4 years old, and I think it's also 80 proof. Pretty sure. Yep, 80 proof, and it's a little bit lighter in color than Jack is, guys. But yeah, 4 years old, so not too bad. It also does. It has a little bit of a stick to the glass, but not a whole lot. Let's give it a nose. And on the nose, again, Jim Beam, pretty distinctive. That peanut brittle smell. You get a little bit of toffee and vanilla, a bit more spice, a little bit more spice than Jack Daniel's. But that peanut brittle, as I mentioned, in Jim Beam, and also that hay / like straw grainy note as well. So let's take a sip. And on the palate, Jim Beam, all the things I mentioned just now. Got a little bit of spice, some of that caramel sweetness, a little bit of vanilla, but that peanut brittle and that hay note in there. Very very distinctive. Very Jim Beam's very consistent in what they do, even if it's mass produced. Non single barrel or small batch. Juice. Still very good, guys. Really good stuff. So, Jim Beam. Tell you right now, I'm gonna give it a little leg up on Jack Daniel's. I just prefer Jim to Jack. The entire line is just very good. So, we'll see what Wild Turkey has to offer, guys. So Wild Turkey, guys, this one's going to be a little bit different. Of course, it's 101 proof, 50.5% alcohol by volume. And I always like reading the back of Wild Turkey. It's the youngest of these three, as far as not age-wise, but how long they've been around. But Jimmy and Eddie Russell, the master distillers for Wild Turkey, they do some great things. And Jimmy Russell, who's Eddie Russell's dad, has been in the business doing this for over 60 years, guys. So that's pretty impressive stuff. Says, for more than 60 years, legendary master distiller Jimmy Russell has been crafting Wild Turkey 101 the right way. With a high rye content, this iconic bourbon is perfectly aged for up to 6 to 8 years in American oak barrels with the deepest char for more character. So, let's see what we got here. And tell you right now, this color is much darker than the other two. A medium to dark amber color. It's just beautiful, guys. Just beautiful in the glass. And on the nose, first thing you get is that spice, guys. It's got the rye spice in there, but the baking spice as well. Clove, some cinnamon, a little bit of nutmeg, and I love that. I really do. Um, it's a full-bodied whiskey, just really, really good stuff. You get definitely a bit of vanilla in there as well, some oak. Let's take a taste. And it's it's an amazing whiskey, guys. To me, I've read some bad things about Wild Turkey over the years. I don't know where it comes from. If they're talking about the 86 proof version of Wild Turkey, or um, which is not bad either at all. But the Wild Turkey 101, I don't know how anybody can have anything bad to say about it. To be honest, it's a really really good whiskey, and it's only around here. You're looking at about 18.99 a bottle before tax, and to me that's a steal. I think Wild Turkey is really good stuff. So take a sip of water here, guys, and then I want to give these a rating. All right, so go back to the Jack. And on the when I was taking that sip just now, got a just a big waft of that banana note again. It's really really prevalent in Jack Daniel's. So, and it's a to me that's a nice note. You know, I think it smells kind of good. You know, so and same on the palate. As I said, you get that roasted peanut thing going on. You get that banana note. Uh, Definitely some sweetness from that corn, that toffee caramel slash note, um, and you know, it's a good whiskey. It is, you know, but it's as I said, it's like 16, 17 bucks for 750 around here, and yeah, to me, I'd prefer, you know, I'd be a little bit happier with it if it were down around the same as Jim Beam. You know, 12 or 13 bucks for 750, and it's still good though. It's still a good whiskey. It's a classic. I'm gonna give Jack Daniel's Old Number Seven. Give it an 84 out of 100. I think 84 is probably a decent mark for Jack Daniel's Old Number Seven. You know, it's a good whiskey, not a great whiskey, but not bad. All right, so Jim Beam, white label here. Jim Beam White, it's so consistent. You know, this is one that I can sip on. I usually have a bottle of Jim Beam White in my cabinet. I can sip on it, but you know, it's of course it's cheap enough to where I don't feel bad mixing it. You know, I use this whiskey a lot to make drinks for my family, my wife, my in laws, and everybody seems to enjoy Jim Beam. So Jim Beam, very good stuff. I'm gonna give Jim Beam an 86 out of 100. I think that's a fair score. So 86 for Jim Beam, 84 for Jack. Let's see what we got with the Wild Turkey. All right. So Wild Turkey 101, guys. Okay. Wild Turkey 101. As I said, guys, it's a great whiskey. It really is a great whiskey. And Jimmy and Eddie Russell, they do great things. I would love to review more of their products. Um, some of their stuff's a little more expensive than you know than a lot of the stuff I review on this channel. Rare breed. I would love to have a review for rare breed at some point, and several other versions of wild turkey. There are several. Bottle Barn has probably, I'd say, 5, 6, 7 different variations of wild turkey. Something I don't know if it's called the Masters Blend or something like that. But anyway, wild turkey to me is a very, very good line of whiskey, and wild turkey by far for me, pretty much by far wins out of these three. Wild Turkey 101, I would give this a 91 out of 100, maybe even a 92. It's such good whiskey. For how it tastes, I would pay double the price for a bottle. Shoot, for a 750 costing $18.99 or so. That's about the going rate around here. It's a steal. It really is. This little tiny bottle, I paid like $6 for, which I got kind of mad at myself after I bought it because I wanted to stick with the small bottle theme here, stick with this theme, and for only $11-12 more, I could have had full size bottle of wild turkey. So. Anyway, 90. Let's go 92 out of 100 for wild turkey. It's just really good stuff, and I really enjoy it. But you can't go wrong with any of these. These are all very good American whiskeys, and I hope you guys all enjoy them. I mean, get out there. I mean, I'm sure everybody's had these, but if you haven't had them before, get out there and try them out. All kinds of American whiskey, Focusing on American whiskey today, guys, of course, 4th of July, so that was the plan. I hope you all have a great 4th of July. It's one of my favorite days of the year, just throwing that out there. My mom and I do a lot of family research on Ancestry.com and a few other sites. And my family's been here since before the Revolution. I actually have a relative that died at Bunker Hill. I actually have 2 relatives that were generals on Bunker Hill. Joseph Warren being one, and then actually I think I have probably more than that. I think I have at least 3 that fought on Bunker Hill, who weren't related to each other, but of course I'm descended from all 3 somewhere along the line. So anyway, guys, very proud day. 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. I believe 242 years. So getting up there pretty good. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoy your day. Drink responsibly, I guess. And that's it for now. Until next time, cheers.